All right. Sorry. Let's get started back into this. While we are... Let me check some stuff. Oh, right. I'm just gonna put the actual game title there. Why not? Just nothing particularly special. We're just playing Final Fantasy XVI today. Since last time, I've beaten Kupka, like his baseline form, without taking damage, which is nice. But I have not actually managed... not Hugo. I've not managed to beat Titan hitless yet. I've been close, but not quite. Yeah, let's get on with it.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
As we are preparing to build Mid's whole deal.
Last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. Spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
Yeah.
She said you would know. Here.
Thermal plating. Oh, thermal plating designs, yeah. Just the thermal plating for her potential airship. Which is apparently not going to be named the Highwind.
Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gavinotto in here, will you?
All right.
Doo-doo. What is this?
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical.
I mean, it's not like you won't just do anything for her.
Sid's grave. I'll do what I can.
And what is it we need to do exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape.
Okay.
That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them.
Okay,
Now,
sounds
there's a
good.
special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Okay.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand collecting the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Oh, I have to go get the sand.
Make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
Letting off steam 1. Do I actually make a decision? Oh. I guess I do actually make a decision. Nothing new here. Although there are hunts that I need to do.
Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Oh, let's take Otto. I've not actually done anything with Otto as an ally.
Otto, you're with me.
All right then. Where do we find this stardust? And how
I'm
will
curious
we
if
know it
this'll-
when we see it?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
And I'm guessing you'll be needing sack loads of the stuff. Might be worth our importers and the Dalimil Inn.
Maybe.
I'll head down there. See about finding us a wagon.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
Yep.
You two take care, eh? I'll go and see this supplier.
Just don't let the bastard fleece you, eh?
He wouldn't do that. He's Blackthorn's mate. Isn't he?
He's my supplier.
Best of luck.
He's Blackthorn's supplier, not mate. They're not necessarily friends, and I'm sure they want to get as much money as they can. Alright, so before we actually make our way forward with this, let's go check some of these hunts on the board. Because if we get them done while we're out there, that's a nice positive to make.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border.
Alright, first one is these. Abandoned village in the fields of Korava. Okay, empty hovel, Delmechia. So we're looking for there's other quests as well. Delmechia. Oh wait. Right. Local map. Ah. Okay, let's go this way first. Because it's off on that side that I haven't actually visited yet. Was Otto just not here?
Run like the wind.
At the moment. It looks like a Dalmekian soldier out there. Why is my internet acting weird? Is it a Dalmekian soldier or is it just a person? Oh, no. Hello. Oh, wait, this is one of the other hunts. It's, yeah, the 9 of knives. Okay, sure. Show me what you got.
My blade yet hungers, and so do I.
Oh, hey, he talks.
Let us feast on your flesh.
Your feasting days are over. Too slow.
I like how he moves. I kind of like all of these alternate versions of things because they're very fun.
Too slow.
Just design-wise.
Over here. Too slow. This one. Get on. Nice try.
Wow, you're just trying to get right there, huh?
Over here.
Ooh. Yeah, we don't want to run.
Too slow.
Just been moved to a corner.
Nice try.
And throw it out. Oh yeah, I upgraded that. As we just hammer into him. Ooh, undermine? Okay. That's fun. Yeah. I'm not gonna get caught by the poison mists easily.
Snap you like a twig.
Ow. Oh, that hurt. He does good damage. Or at least does a lot of damage. Oh, he got out of the way. Fair enough. I'm curious what this would do if I just try to block. Alright, so that... Some things I think are not blockable is the thing. Because I've dealt with that with the Hugo fight. Over and over again.
Get him.
I did not expect him to be over here.
Get him. This one. Over here.
And burn. And then burn some more. That noise he made. Just right at the very end. Wyrite and meteorite. Alright, we got that one done.
Deserve no better.
Cool. Yeah.
Good
Not
girl.
anticipate that one
Yeah.
there. And we just leave the body. Oh, hello. Oh, they were waiting for him to be dealt with, I'm guessing. Oh, I see. This is where we left. Okay, so it's basically just the other way around from that. That's fine. So that was an accidental find. And then this one is we're looking for a village out in this area. Not that one. Maybe that one. Yeah, let's just check each of the small areas. It would be worth it. These are just... Yeah, Sunhound. For some reason I thought it said Sunbound. Yeah, it's probably a little old. But welcome. How you doing, Dookie Sanchez? Ah! Did you ever get around to ordering those Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Or are you still not sure if you want to stick with that game plan? Dark Ruler No More and Evenly Matched as options for just kind of being able to board break. Okay. Nah. Fair enough. Is that... Okay, so this is another fight in itself. Oh. That is... Okay, Grimalkin. That's another one that actually is not what I'm here for. That's fair. I think I might hop onto Dueling Nexus for some things, too.
Playtime for the pack, is it? Let me introduce you to Mark.
I definitely need to do that more so. Don't mind that I can just light up an entire arena.
Over here.
That's good.
Rotor.
Like, I'm kind of stuck with what I'm doing in Dark Magician, and I might, with some new releases, might go back to prioritizing my deck build that was, basically Dragoon spam as still, but a major benefit is gonna be...
Over here. This one.
is gonna just be that I do Red Eyes Fusion and Branded Fusion in the deck, instead of trying to do one or the other or other gimmicks on top of that.
This one.
Just go kind of basic with it. But yeah, white decks. The white deck
And then there was one.
is not like tiered, so it'll be not the easiest to deal with, but
Me, Flames.
it really depends. And learning to play your decks better is always worth it.
Rotor.
I like how he looks. Like, it's just the red spotted.
try. This one.
I mean, it happens. Like, you have to play a bit dirty for it to be super effective sometimes. Like, that's why a lot of decks used to use Verte Anaconda just to get Dragoon to the board, because it by itself was hard to manage. Like, at one point, Dragoon was so good for every deck that it would end up in basically any rogue deck out there that, even if they wanted to play their own thing, would. Like, I know locally we have a lot of branded players doing the Dragoon plays too. And Dragoon, on the right plays, can win you a game. Hello. I just wanted to put a lightning bolt on the cat.
Soil and stone. Nice try.
Ta-da! Think Mark. Trophy earned. So that is one of four hunts that I could have done out here, but only one of them that I'm looking for is here. Well,
That wasn't too
like
bad, was it,
I'm only
Choco?
out here looking for one. But that was fun. I like the corals. We've seen multiple of them. We've seen the black, the leopard print, and then this red leopard print one. Pretty cool. They all share a lot of similarities with their combat. I guess the coral actually does electric attacks. Those are just big cat animals more so. But we're looking for some bugs right now. I do have my difficulty set to adventure, or yeah, action focused. Cool. Action focused is technically the harder difficulty, but the only thing it really seems to give is enemies have a larger health pool, which makes the fights last longer, which I want it for that. Oh, this is just open. Okay. What are you? Is that... I think that's just a bush that I'm running towards, but it could be something else. It might be alive. It's just a bush. Anyways. It was bush. Also, if you ever wanted to fight Chocobo in the wild, there are wild Chocobo you can fight in this game, weirdly enough. Although I guess the other ones also allowed for... There are others that have allowed for Chocobo fighting. But while we're here, I think this is the village that has
Back to the
the
stables,
bugs in it, potentially. At least a bug nest. Also a chest over here. Meteorite. It's useful. They are rarer. But I think I've also hit the point where I probably don't need meteorite. I guess there's another place, maybe? Because I honestly thought this was supposed to be... Could also be over here. That's fine. We are looking for some bugs to myrtleize. for rewards.
Good girl.
No, wild Chocobo, I'm not here to fight you. I was kind of hoping to find cactuars out in this area. Or at least in the desert area proper. Cactuars might actually just be a cactuar might be a hunt. Oh, hello. Storm Panther? Okay. Whatever, Storm Panther. I will say one thing I don't like about this game is just kind of the motion effect. I can't keep up with the camera very well when I'm trying to turn. I'm also curious what this guy over here is. Oh, he's just one of those. Ooh. Yeah, bighorn, but also, what is this thing over here?
No mistakes.
Oh, he's just a coral, isn't he? He's just another coral. Yeah.
This will
Cool.
be easy.
I don't need to fight you. Yeah, we're talking maybe about this little town area where the bugs are, potentially. Hedge
I can
wizard.
walk from here.
Hello. I don't think that this is what I'm looking for. But also burn.
Get him.
There we go. Ah, shiny things. Not good shiny things. Desert roses will be useful for crafting later. Alright, maybe that direction? There you are, Ambrosia.
Come on. Faster.
I also might just put together the oppressive kind of version of the Gate Guardians deck. And just go with that for a while until we get a proper Dark Magician upgrade. Ah, that's where they are. Alright, I think I found the bugs. This could be... No, that is. Because it's an event, so it makes you get off the thing. Soul Stingers. Scary. I should have probably set up to have
They don't look happy.
the airborne abilities rather than ground. Here, come hit the bug zapper, guys. You know you wanna. Here we go. And now, bird. And that's all of them. Jeez, Torgal gets some height, but also he's just diving in the back of my foot. Okay. Yeah.
Peace at last.
And now we can go do the proper hunt. Or not hunt, but
Let's go.
the mission,
Run like the
because I
wind.
don't know where the other hunt actually is, and we can check that out later. But we also, yeah. Oh, there's also a mission to pick up while we're here. There's going to be a lot of this for a minute, just the basic missions and such. I think. Not like massive amounts, but they're there.
Take a sniff, good
Hello.
Now, little
Hello,
boy.
Master Baker.
Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned.
Interesting.
I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
I'll see what I can do.
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
Off to hell or something, I don't know.
He was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Okay. Near Drake's... Use your loaf. Okay, that's an unfortunate name. Okay, so he's just off over here. We'll go do that real quick. Since it should be short, it'll probably be a fight. It also would mean that this would have led me to the guy out there anyways.
Yeah.
Or at least the guy that was out here. That's fine. I do like when that kind of happens, the overlap of, oh, your hunt is here, but also there's a mission that ends up taking you there also. Hello.
Straight home
Duncan. Oh, Dusan, Baker's apprentice. Sorry, I thought your name was Duncan. My mistake.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I?
Little
Certainly
bit.
not a baker. Master must have ruled the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
Yeah. Hopefully you
take
do
it
come
you
up with
missed another
something you
crystal.
enjoy
I hated her.
for that.
She was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin. But I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me.
You,
Loved her.
you know
damn
what?
it.
I can appreciate a
she's
man that
gone.
loves his job.
She's never coming back.
I might not trust you,
What
but
am
I can
supposed to
appreciate
do?
you.
I ask her, how does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Express yourself.
Perhaps
Sure.
you could express yourself in your work. If you miss the Fang, maybe you could recapture it somehow.
Recapture it? I'm a baker, not a... You know, you might just be right.
He's gonna make the bread bowl.
What a fool I've been!
He's going to make an
I have to
amazing
get back to
bread
the
bowl.
bakery right away. Thank you.
Because
Thank
his
you,
bread's
my
going
friend.
to be empty in the
You've
center.
opened my eyes.
But it's going to look like the Fang. He's gonna make the
Wait.
world's first bread bowl. Yeah, that'd be great. It'd be dumb, but great.
Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Wee. We'll do, honestly, we'll probably do everything we can before progressing the
man
mission,
who
not
lit
processing.
a fire under my wayward apprentice.
Oh, he's there in the back.
Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready.
Behold
yeah.
the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals!
Okay.
Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Sure.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something.
We will see.
Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands.
Yeah.
I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
You're welcome. Quest complete. Goblin coin. That's just flat money, really. So I think we need to go back. We need to visit there again, but we also need to go back to the hideaway. Because the hideaway has stuff. Potentially. Yep. Just go. I need to check on you again. And also reward.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back, so.
A briar clam shell, desert rose, and ability points.
All
Okay.
yours.
Ability points definitely worth. More meteorites, high cleric medallion, and whatever else.
All done?
What you got for me, Nectar? Oh. Fallen giant in the Rosarian ruins. Sure. To Rosaria, which is here? No, that's the port. So Rosaria is this more? Oh wait, that might be Rosaria. Oh, it doesn't say exactly where, does it? Let me read more of this. Okay. Like, Rosarian ruins. All members are to proceed no further than the village gate. Would it be in the dim? The dim seems like it might be the right place. But I'm not sure what. Because to be honest, this area would be...
Come on. Faster!
Like, this area would be more akin to maybe something that doesn't have that magic in it. Like something more along the lines of a magic drain type area. There's also this. Because I've looked at this before, but I don't know if there's something I can do with it. Because it looks like the doorway's inside of the area that's near here. Hello? Did you just blend into the rocks?
Yeah!
It's also not very clear what village they said. Like, in a way, it feels like this one would be smart for me to...
Back to the stables, girl.
check otherwise. I'm guessing some foot pads. Yep.
You're for me.
Don't worry about it. We're just passing through, guys. Yeah, it just said it was in Rosarium. So it could be any number of places. You really just have to look out for what would be, well, what they call a giant robot.
Good girl.
I imagine it should be near a village, but there's no guarantee that's true. No, you're just another wyver. Another Drake-type creature.
Enough of you, are there?
Now, it wouldn't surprise me if something along this path that hasn't activated yet activates once we do this, if it's nearby.
Time to fight.
We are primarily hunting a robot, from what I can tell. So we just need to keep an eye out for something that looks like a robot. Oh, need stretch and water. I can do that. Oh. No, that's just an adamantoise. I saw the shape of it and wasn't sure. I'm gonna get into the town here in a second, and we'll... I will pause for a moment to go get the water and do a stretch.
That'll do, girl.
Yeah. Somewhere in Rosaria.
Stay sharp.
Yeah, we take a peek and look out for a giant robot. Alright, I'll be right back after I get something to drink and stretch. Cool. Almost tripped over a cable. Well, I sort of did trip over a cable, but it's fine. Barely pulled it out of the socket. Oh boy. It is a shirt. It is brightly colored, sort of. It's black and white with some orange and pink on it. It's a fine shirt. You missed out. The chair stream stopped shortly before you even said that. Give me 1 second to make something I want to drink. A little bit. And then you will hold judgment. Sure. And then I have water. Where did that other thing go? I'm having some rum and a new Mountain Dew flavor. Passion fruit punch, apparently. But also I have water, so make me drink as much water as you like. Because I am fighting you on the dehydration train. Where I provide myself alcohol and caffeine at the same time. That seems like a bad idea. Like, Mountain Dew has caffeine in it, if you didn't know. Saying that sounds like a bad idea. Anyways. I do not feel like hunting this thing down, so... Huh. Okay. I was sort of on the right path for this. Let us go the other way. To be fair, East Pool's probably easier to go from. Like, awkwardly quicker. New Mountain Dew tastes pretty good, honestly. I had a normal one earlier today. Like, it has that very bright kind of, I would say almost sour citrus fruit flavor. Oh, Ambrosia. Although, there have been so many Mountain Dews, not even just recently, just in general over the last couple of years. And to be fair, they are just trying to test out new flavors. Oh, okay, yeah. This hunt is down where you don't get those. That's interesting. I never really thought about that. Like, that the US is probably one of the only places that get the tester flavors, and then you might get some others. Like, have you ever had or gotten the Baja Blast?
No need to ride from here.
Okay, there's definitely something up here of interest. Not immediately, though. Not a thing there. Interesting. Yeah, we're in town. And they said this is the first S-rank hunt you're supposed to get. So I would think it's supposed to be up here. Oh, was only... So, they have started producing Baja Blast in cans now. Like, I could get Baja Blast when I got these out of just the convenience store today. Oh, yeah, I see the big robot. Look at him. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, the contract expired a few years ago. But also, look, Atlas. Celestial what? Oh,
Well, it seems this
scary.
one has a little more life left in it. All right then. This one. Let's try. Get him.
Counter punch. Ow. Oh yeah, it's been that way for a long time. Ta-da! Light a flame. I do like the parry, although the dodge is a lot more safe most of the time.
Let's try.
And we set it on fire. Ow.
Let's try. Over here.
Oh yeah, voltage was good too. Yeah, I assume like the most common one is the code red. Oop, that was close. I almost hit the wrong button. Oh right, I'm getting hit by the fire.
To me, boy.
Which makes sense. Oh, this thing's level 45? That's ridiculous. Yeah. Code Red was good. Still probably is, it's just not any amount of preferred. Ooh, big laser sword.
Nice try. Too slow.
Saber dance? Ah! That's cool.
This one.
I need to get out of the fire. So dodging is probably safer right now.
Help me, boy. Over here. Nice try.
So we're just gonna take the dodge over the block instead.
This one. Too slow.
I would try to parry him by matching his sword, but nah. I like the dodge a bit better.
Too slow.
He's cool though.
This one.
that could be. Oh, jeez. Hi. Yeah, hi. Hi, potion. That went almost bad for me.
Get him. Over here. Nice try.
Yeah, I don't like the city personally either. Yeah. Like if he likes to be more social than you, and all those other deals that come with being in the city. I'm just gonna do a little safety. I don't like that attack. Golden section? Oh. Yeah, that's fine.
Too slow. Nice try.
If it wasn't for the dodge abilities, I probably would have died here.
Over here.
I do like that the one item just makes the game more playable. Like you can make use of the really cool dodge effects without having to be super good at the game.
Get him.
Let's burn him down real quick. Yeah, hopefully he gets his own area that doesn't have to overlap yours. Ta-da! Atlas shrugged. Oh, that's a lot of experience. Okay, yeah, that I did not know was going to happen. Fallen Iron, which is a second one, on Orichalcum. I think that means I have a weapon upgrade. To sleep? Sure. He's a big sleepy boy. Anyways, let's go do this other side quest. In Lost Wing. Also, let me just have some water. Oh, I see. So it's just gonna take space in general away from others.
Good day to you.
Are you guys like understaffed before this? Or is it just that he's gonna be put in there and then everyone's gonna be just kind of pushed out from where he's wedged into? And then I guess coverage from him onto the others and the others onto each other and him and all that? Oh. In a nutshell.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures.
There might be a week
sighted
that comes
outside
up
the
where I
village.
won't be able to stream.
Rustlings in the undergrowth.
Just because
Suspicious
I
noises.
might be going
My
into
people
work
fear
for
that they are
training
being watched.
to move into a
Maybe no more than a surfeit of
technical
nerves,
position.
Understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something
More
altogether
IT
more
focused.
dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Of course.
Yeah, like it'll be maybe a
You
week
might begin by
or maybe a
speaking with the
day
good
of the
citizens
week.
Lost Wing.
I
Listen to their
I don't know
tales
what it's
and
going to
make what you
entail,
of
but
them.
All right.
potentially if I get onto
I
the
will.
IT team that is a better job for better pay, and I won't have to do much manual labor
Hello, Sid.
or as much manual labor.
Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously.
Yeah, let's go talk to the neighbors of the guy that's asking us to go talk to the neighbors.
Do you have a moment?
No.
There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
Interesting.
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you.
I wonder if it's just someone being... Oh, wait, really? That's it?
Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then.
I expected to have to
What
talk
do
to
you
more
say,
people.
Toggle? Shall we go
Either that,
investigate?
or it's gonna do, like, wild goose chase a little bit. Where we figure out what's going on with this one, then we run off, figure out what else is happening elsewhere. Like, there's 3 different creepy things happening. Nope, quest destination nearby. Bork.
You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape.
Black shields. Here.
Just okay. I need that fuck audio made up, just so I have it. Like, did not expect
What is it to you?
randomly someone say fuck all of a
What matters to us is that you don't
sudden like that. Right now I have 5 technically. I have Phoenix, Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan. Though I should unlock more of... No, not even unlock. I have everything unlocked. I need to upgrade more things, and then maybe master them so I can pair off some really good abilities with some other things. Like, I like this, but I'm not sure about the lightning bolt attack. Nice. Oh wait, who's healing people? I just saw that. That is not allowed. Like, I wasted a lot of energy trying to kill someone, and you just healed them. Although, I think I've seen something where potentially you can get another set of, like, another weapon type. But I'm not sure if that's just something I've not... like, I've seen stuff, but I've not, you know, paid attention to it that heavily. You have it clipped. Nice. I need to turn that into an audio cue for stream, just... Oh, that would be make a good gift sub notification.
Were they
Just
planning an
fuck.
attack on Lost Wing? I need to warn Quentin.
Oh, wait. No, you're not him. Yeah, that's something that can happen. But I'm sure you'll be fine, man. Like, everyone goes through those types of nerves when they are trying for first dates or early dates in general. You never know when things could happen. I don't mean to be negative, I'm sorry.
Right. How goes
I don't know how
for
to
our
I don't know how to
sinister
say
figures?
things.
I found
I'm
some
not
black
very much a
shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Yeah, what Trunks said.
Shields.
You're great.
The Empress's former bloodhounds, though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me
Wait.
and those I care for.
So the black
And it would appear
shields
the pack has finally
are-
caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all.
Yeah.
I hoped I would have more time than this.
I'm bad with words and
More
emotions.
time to prepare.
I call it emotionally stunted, but
if we
I
are
don't know if
cornered,
it's even
we have
that.
no choice but to bite back.
It's
And
just
bite back we
I
shall.
do not know
I'm
if I've
sorry,
really ever
you're going to
emotionally
need to
matured
explain.
enough
Who did the Black
to be an
Shield serve
actual
now?
adult.
And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him
Yeah,
dead.
that's what I'll say.
Who?
I am fool.
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth.
Ooh, we get information.
I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a
Oh,
fool
no.
to think he shared my hatred of
I was
venality and
confused
vice.
for a moment.
His support for me was no
Like,
more
I
than
didn't see
a
myself
facade,
on camera.
a means of ridding himself of his
On the
rivals,
clip.
a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever. I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood,
Stomach growling.
position.
You should
The
not be
faith
doing
I
that.
had once held that any modicum of justice might be
I had
achieved
food
through
recently.
the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target.
Damn.
With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty. All under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades. And our revenge is already in motion.
Interesting.
We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard.
Are we being asked to go
What we did
murder a
not
man?
know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first.
Okay. Like, Quentin, I thought was
My
a
friends
pretty...
and comrades.
Oh.
It begins.
Yeah. I think I just triggered
ready
the
for
start of a war by completing a quest. Interesting. Great justice. Well, alright then.
I'm not going to change his mind.
Yeah, probably not. Ooh, wait. What did you have over here? There's a shop that has new things in it. What kind of new things?
And what can I do for you?
I have the Enhancer +2 already. I'll take this.
An excellent
Even though I don't need it. I already have that. We've got plenty of these. Also, may as well buy.
I do like a customer
Oh,
who knows what
I
he
have
wants.
fought
An excellent choice.
3, technically?
I do like a customer who knows what he wants.
Because we have officially fought our friend who's a dominant, but is now our ally in the matter.
I'll be here if you need me. Do you see anything
So
you
yeah,
like?
we fought Garuda. Yeah, we have fought Garuda and Titan and Shiva. Because you fight Shiva pretty early on, but you do not kill her. Though I am suspecting she is going to die. Gob coin.
I doubt you'll get more than that in the capital.
Black blood. I've also started getting rich from hunts.
Thank you. Come back again.
Yeah, no, it is fine. Like, distractions happen. I'm checking the hideaway to see if anything new is available to me. Especially when trying to comfort a fellow human. That's a weird way of saying that. Don't worry.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
And I believe this is all the hunts completed at this point. Yep, all of them. 3 of them I ran into accidentally. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Hasn't been delivered yet, I'm afraid.
Thought I was ready there. I thought it, for some reason, thought it was the 510, but it was that at the 410.
Come
also,
again. I may have.
We have enough ability points that maybe we can upgrade one of my things. We could upgrade Earthen Fury, which upgrade increases range and number of hits. Judgment Bolt. Upgrade increases bolts. Ah, neat. Everything else is... Oh, I didn't even notice this. I can master this. Mastery does increase the limit break... Oh. Yeah, let's take it. There we go. And then mastery on most of the other things is not as impressive. Just because you can then equip them to other things. Yeah, let's master this. We have everything mastered except for the light... Or not mastered, but we have everything upgraded except for the lightning bolts. So yeah, that'll be something. I'm gonna save real quick. Also, getting a full level from the Atlas fight is nice. And now we're just ready to progress the story. Because we have caught up to everything again. This is one of the games I do not mind doing that side quests. Or the side quests for. Like, I like how it plays overall.
Now where's Otto?
Hello. Otto. Yeah. I still need to make that command. I need to write things down to make happen. But here you go.
Clive, I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best.
It is lurking Redress.
Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his Stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get filling.
Yep, let us jam some Stardust into a hole. Lizard.
So this is Stardust. It just looked like black sand to me.
Ah, okay. Black sand, impressive. Because I believe that black sand is actually just iron. Although I don't know if iron is known in this world. I know... Oh wait, not iron. It might be, yeah, steel maybe. Rather than iron. That's probably what would have helped make that knife before.
Let's see how Otto's getting on.
Otto's probably being attacked, because that's just how this game goes sometimes. Oh, hello. Oh, he has found some as well. He found a bucket. Or not a bucket, but a bag full.
How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Same. Like it looks like you got like 5 handfuls.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much.
Maybe.
Hey, Clive, do you fancy a walk?
Where are we going? Like, if we're going for a random walk, where are we going? We walked like 30 feet. Like, we were just on the other side of that rock. Actually, I think we're on...
Sid will be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoiled little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on his name, you were the first to back me. And if you hadn't, no one else would have. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Otto.
Don't give over. You're making me blush. All I did.
I guess we'd have had a similar conversation with Gav.
Despair. I gave you a chance. Yes. But you're the one who took it. You took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on their feet. Gave them something worth fighting for.
Maybe.
Just like the old Sid did.
Okay, yeah. We got something else going for us. That's sweet, though. We probably do need to check on Gav eventually.
I'll let him back, I reckon. All this scrabbling about in the sand's taken its toll on the old pins.
I'll see you back at the hideaway then. You can take a well-earned rest when you get there.
Also, finishing this might give us an upgrade for some of our stuff.
Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up. He'll only moan otherwise.
I like that they all complain about each other, but are absolutely willing to die for the others.
Right. Ready to go home, boy?
Worf. Bork, bork. Yeah, because we've done everything else. Just go back. But also, beating a level 45 entity wasn't easy. Definitely. But we're able to output some good damage.
This is all Blackthorn needs.
And as long as we can manage to dodge things, we should be fine. Yep, Tor will stay out of Tome's nuts. That is such a weird thing for them to have
Blackthorn
done.
Got everything you need.
Yeah.
Or said.
Yeah, I do. Cheers for the stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Well, that might be partly language barrier and partly, hey, this is funny, let's leave it exactly how it translates.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It will take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Yay, we're making the thing. And even more, oh hey. More numbers, more goblin, oh, just flat money. We get
Suppose
cash.
we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a
To be
shout
fair,
if you need anything.
if you don't read the things, that would just be hidden cash that you don't know about until you start looking at stuff to maybe sell. Alright. No. Aw. I was hoping Blackthorn actually had something new for me to make. Reinforce. There's diamond sword. Yeah, we want. Ooh, we actually do want the diamond sword. What does it take to make? Ah, we don't have white worm bone. Oh. Yeah. So for now,
That it?
we stick with it. I am curious how we get white worm bone, aside from it might actually be part of Bahamut. Because we are approaching the need to fight Bahamut, of all things. Ifrit versus Bahamut could be really fun.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper.
Ta-da! And we got some free meteorites.
All yours.
Ah, come on.
Come again. I may have more for you.
Alrighty. It's a shame if you do. Like, there's also potential that we might not have to fight Bahamut. But whatever a white worm is, we need to fight at least 3 of them to get their parts. Yeah, I think the prince himself is a good guy, but he also might be a little overly obedient with his father.
Excellent.
Although he is
One down,
questioning.
2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course.
Dion.
For this,
Oh,
we'll be repurposing
right.
fallen scrap.
Yeah, Prince
Salvage from the
Dion
ruins.
is doing a good
I thought that
guy.
material was all but impossible to
As a
work.
way of doing it.
Ah, but we don't
Correct.
have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the
Oh, yeah,
right
he's
shape
definitely not
and
happy.
size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
Oh, there's more
What's
to do.
the name? Right.
What's her name? Helena.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then.
Go
Here
for
you
it.
see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force.
Oh yeah, no, his father is
Excess heat is
definitely
dealt with
looking
by
to take
means
him
of
out
the thermal
already.
displacement stack,
Like,
which
he might be
disperses
planning to
it into the
force him to
surrounding
fail.
air. Now,
So it looks
were
like
we
he's
to rely
getting
on
a punishment,
thermoplating
not just,
alone
hey,
to achieve
I think
this
you're going
effect,
to betray
the
me,
rate of
I'm going to
excess heat
punish you
buildup
for what
would
I think
far
you're going
exceed
to
the
do.
displacement coefficient of the plating.
But also,
in other
I'm
words,
talking over
the
this.
reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far
Yeah,
above
the
anything we are
astrologer
able
has
to make today.
foretold.
And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand.
Yeah, please no more
Mid said
vivid.
we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Anywhere.
Yes, it's
What?
in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing.
I was just there.
The thing is,
You shush.
well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a
see.
matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you.
We go murder.
Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid.
Let's go.
I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll
Also,
meet you outside the ruins.
upon learning that the mark on people's face is actually a poison placed inside of the skin, so that if they disobey, you can just cut them on the cheek, and it will force them to die an agonizing death. the fuck, people? I get that it's a means... Yep. Wyverian tail milk, or Wyvern tail milk.
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales.
Ah,
Leave
yes.
anything you don't need
Ooh,
behind.
hey, it's the... Yeah, it's that music. One of the generic Final Fantasy sounds. Yeah, these people are definitely preparing for war. Like, the energy in the area has changed dramatically. Ambrosia, hello. There's a good burb.
Run like the wind.
Unlike Tick-Tick, who is an evil monster of a burb that will murder a thing for looking at it wrong. Or him. Him, it, something like that. I was seeing if I could drift the bird by not pressing the rein in button immediately. Hello. Let's see. Cool, this... Oh.
Be safe.
Wrong button. Spiders left me alone. Hello. Oh, right, this is the same engineer lady.
There you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Of course. I'll be right back.
Hunting time, hunting time. Time for a little hunt. What kind of creature is it? Oh, there's a chest down there.
Anybody home?
Oh, yeah, what kind of creature? Oh! It's one of these things.
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
Just an unwanted visitor. Alright. Doom.
Too slow.
Doom does some extra things in this.
Nice try.
Ow. There's a laser beam to my face.
Get him. Nice try.
There we go. Well, I skipped over Titan for a moment, but that's fine. And Earthquake. I just didn't know that was over here.
Over here. This one.
Ooh, what is this?
Nice try. This
It looks scary. You're not allowed to use earthquakes against me. That's just unfair.
Too slow. This one.
Get him.
He should be going down here in a second.
Attack! Sick 'em!
Just fireball right to the eye. Yep, bloody hide, magic ash.
The things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Should be good.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Oh, boy. Ooh, 600. I have the warrior. Ah. I got strength tonic duration increase. It's not so bad. And yeah, we just go back again. Some of these are gonna be a bit quick, I'm sure. Right, time to go check on Mid again. But I think we don't have a reward. I'd have thought we would.
How may I help you today, Clive? I don't have that one.
Oh,
You do.
jeez. Okay, so the 550 we got, and yeah, that's right. And then 715, and then past that we start
Come
seeing
I may have
more.
more for you.
The potential just gonna be potentially there's gonna be something good towards the end of the reward line. Because right now the only good thing we have is something that increases the healing potions.
If I don't come up with something soon.
I think it increases all the potions actually.
Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Yay.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding.
Mm-hmm.
A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside.
You could also turn that into a
triple
weapon.
thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Sure. He'll have something
Right
for
away.
us. Why are we running in? Why are we running so many just missions for the girl? They're not even missions, like...
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in.
Mid hasn't been
Yeah, you know, just keep Torgal away from him. Torgal's fine. He's being handled by the children, I'm sure. Oh no, he's just sitting here playing guard dog with Gates, or not Gates, goats.
Thanks to Sid, the man.
Hello, Hippocrates. I'm pretty sure we're sitting on what was once a ship.
Do you have the moment?
Like an airborne ship.
Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time.
Yeah, same
Take a look at
difference.
this.
Thermal shielding designs. Why is my... I know why my controller's always low. Because I play when I'm not streaming. I really should just stream every time I play.
Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, she's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
Yep.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Okay.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames.
Interesting.
Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Harpocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
Oh, worm bones incoming.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Oh, it's also WYRM, not WORM.
Sure either of
that
these
type
fine
of
young
worm
minds
does
will
not
prove
have bones.
indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Alright. And we just... Oh, wait. Oh, we're just... Wait.
So, Clive.
No worries.
Have you made your decision?
Yeah, we'll
Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
I kind of... Oh. I mean, we haven't done anything with Tarja.
All right.
I just want to see what she does.
What are we fetching?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
Garlic. Conch shells. Are you sure this is the right list? Looks like the ingredients for someone's supper.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Well, isn't that convenient? I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance. I'll meet you there.
Sure.
All right. Stay safe.
Let's go. Yay.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
Bye-bye, Jill. It would be honestly normal for a game like this to say, oh yeah, you're affecting your friendship with your friends. So this person's going to be more friendly towards you, but this person's going to be less. Well, maybe not less, but not more.
Where's Talia?
We just keep visiting same spaces over and over again, which typically makes sense.
Need to stock up on these.
There you are, Talia.
Ah, and there you are. We shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of
Coughing.
the essence, perhaps we should split up. Take a few items each.
All right. What shall I look for?
Let's see now. Why don't you take the garlic and the pepio nuts? Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
I think the pepio nuts are just for the wizard guy, not the wizard, for tomes.
Buy, sell,
or
be gone.
Give nut.
And thanks
Go
for
away.
nothing.
I will.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that?
I will sick my dog on you. Look, he is terrifying. Maybe not at the moment, but you know.
Fetch.
Grr. Make the grr noise. Traveling trader.
What can I interest you in
Has
today?
garlic.
I trust it's all here.
That should do it. Hopefully Talia's finished too.
Fresh cuts. Come and get them. Come. You'll not find a bruised pippin in the bush.
Well, did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Yep, garlic nuts. Garlic nuts honestly sound pretty good. Like garlic
and
flavored
pepio nuts.
boiled peanuts.
Job done. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be
Man,
waiting.
it's been so long since I've had fresh boiled peanuts. I want some now.
But we're not in too much of a rush, are we? Quick chat.
Sure. We'll have your conversation.
Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together.
Really? I would not have guessed.
You might be right.
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you haven't invited me out once. For shame.
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them like wildfire. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices these gougers charge.
I'll ask Karen when we get back.
That's fair.
What is it?
We don't want to have to deal with the
Oh,
price gougers.
Just memories.
Are
I
you
came
from
here with Sid
here?
once, shopping
Oh.
for supplies, just like today.
That makes
And
sense.
just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday.
I have a lot of hair.
Hold on.
I like
Does that
having
mean
it.
it's been 5 years since we met?
Yeah.
It's a lot longer.
Excuse me.
In a good
How does
way,
my
of
breath
course.
taste like chocolate when I burped? I didn't even have chocolate
you.
today. I don't think I've had chocolate in
For what?
weeks. Wait, no, I might.
For everything.
No, I had ice cream today, which had chocolate in it.
I
I
just
didn't
want you
have
to
just
know that all
pure
you've done for
chocolate,
us.
though. Don't mind me.
Well, you still do. It's appreciated.
Going off on random tangents while
Do you
the
think I'd stick
story
around
plays
if I
out
thought it wasn't?
behind.
But in the spirit of sharing and caring, you're appreciated too, by all of us.
Is there about to be some... Okay.
Well, I think we've tarried long enough. I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this concoction of his. I'll meet you back at the hideaway, all right?
All right.
I'm curious how
thanks
different
again.
it would have been if we'd have
I heard you
taken
the first time.
Gavs and the lady friend, Jill. Because I feel like Gav and Jill would have they would have definitely had different insights on what we're doing and different story moments.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
What does the moon do? Hippocrates.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the moon dew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
Okay.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
Show me.
I'm sure you have. What about the shielding itself?
It's hot
Work
in here.
is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
All of you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that.
Yeah.
Of course.
That is very fair.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again sometime.
Maybe. Who knows?
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once.
I mean, you're
when both the shielding
fine.
and the moon dew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other. Followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates.
Go for it. And maybe there will be more.
I'd better go and give Mid the good news then.
Yep. And maybe we'll be done with the errands from Mid, which has been an hour and a half or more. I guess not, because we did all of the hunting missions before that. Really. And the other missions. So we probably spent maybe 50 minutes on just doing this stuff for Mid. I would like to see a new weapon. Like, this one just doesn't fit the sheath that we have, really. Is that a sheath?
I think Mid might need some help tidying up.
Like, it holds the swords, but I'm not sure if it itself is a sheath. It's more like a holster, I guess.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the
Maybe.
shielding is underway.
I don't know.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant.
Excuse me.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't mind that.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, better start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer.
Sure. Let's start putting things together and end up with an airship soon. Honestly, I just want it to burp fire.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Didgeridoo-dads.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
Sure.
On my way.
Let's go.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is going to require some precision walloping.
So you need a big hammer for precision. I'm not sure if that... Precision walloping. That's fine enough. So do we have a flying ship or just a powered ship? That looks cool. Oh, this is just the engine, isn't it?
It's finished.
That's fair.
It's finally finished.
Sounds like I might need rest.
Thank fuck for that.
Which,
I've been sitting on my
frustratingly,
hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I was in bed till 10 this morning.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right,
We just
I'm
needed
off to
a-
get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
Fair enough. We did it! So what's next? Oh. Just speak with Mid. Alright, Mid, what you got?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight.
That was
Just like
gassy.
me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance.
That's honestly
That's
fair.
what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate.
Yeah.
I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
You get the whole
I'm working on that.
back
And I'll
popping.
do everything I can
That
to
felt
get you
nice.
what you want.
Don't you always?
True.
All right. The mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command.
Sounds
Sod
good
our
to me.
plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
Something like that.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
Yeah.
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right.
What you doing?
I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna guess she's
told me she
bringing
was building a
something to
ship.
us. Ooh, oh. I like that they have called it Mid's Dungeon. But there are other missions to complete, I'm guessing. Are all of them in here? Yep. That's good. But also, takes a minute. It seems like anything with the plus symbol actually gives us stuff for improvement of overall stuff.
Well, that's it then.
Oh, and
Here, Sid.
Owain.
Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you've a mind to.
Let's
I'm
hear
here
it.
to help.
Well, it's about this alembic the Chief's got me making.
Okay.
Lovely bit of kit it is. Bung a solution you want splitting, and it'll separate it out, just like that.
Oh, that's
Problem
neat.
is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough.
Okay.
Which is why I've been looking for something
So it's
to
a
filter the
not a
liquid we'll be
diluter,
cooking
but it's
off. And that's where I was hoping.
it's a
you could help
splitter.
me out.
Yeah, why not?
I imagine
I'm guessing this might make us some better potions
Distilling
again.
medicines and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job.
So what exactly do
Sure.
you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a
Okay.
sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my
She stole from
eyes.
school.
You pour the
Yeah, that's
blackest
typical.
blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream.
Oh.
So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king.
Ew.
You leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
A bomb king.
If you wouldn't
We
mind.
fought a prince.
I saw a billet on the hunt board for
I don't
one
think
just the
I've
other day.
ever considered a
Look on
bomb
myself, but-
king.
Well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And good hunting, eh?
Cool. Weird science. I'm guessing it actually tells us where we could go. Oh! It's on the hunt board. Bomb king, bomb king, bomb, bomb, bomb king. There's another mission in here, and we're getting it from our letters, apparently. They both could be in similar locations, so... Ask about bomb sightings. Okay. The Croc and Senbreck. Seems fine. And then we go check out more
Told me
areas.
she was building a ship.
She is.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Yep. Everything's coming along kind of nicely.
He cracked the crystal too.
Mostly. Reading table. Oh, about Blackthorn. Yes.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
There's potential for more better stuff, but also there's two more quests in the mix there. Which is not what I expected. A bad feeling. So yeah.
Could be wrong with Torgor. He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Maybe he's sad. Or hungry. Or a bone to pick. He might want just something to chew on. Off the record.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Or maybe he's trying to hide it from Otto. Oh no. Anyways. Let's go speak with... our good boy Blackthorn.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long.
I like that.
I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you.
Jeez.
And you might still be doubting your craft. Even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing
While
on
this
your
is
mind?
going on, I'm gonna go turn
Perhaps
my
sharing your
AC
thoughts might
up.
help.
Because I am sweaty and hot.
Bastard's like a dog with a
It's
bone.
warm in this room.
Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well... Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
I have returned.
So that's what's troubling you.
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
Ah.
If you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
True.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm guessing he saw a knife or
Karen
sword.
knows about this sword.
That is unreasonably sharp. Karen.
I heard what you told Nan about Kupka.
There we go.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations.
Mean.
I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them.
Huh.
Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else.
Okay.
You've not been working him too hard, have you?
Harder than usual.
He does as he wants.
Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
Yeah.
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
That is possible. Also, I have other thing to talk to you about.
Well, Karen.
What do you want? How were they?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
Yeah.
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections.
Ah.
Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now?
Yeah.
Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like.
Ignac?
And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients.
That's fair.
Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Uh-huh.
Oh. And he's a touch eccentric. If you take my meaning.
Okay.
I appreciate the warning.
So he's probably gonna ask us to do something dumb. Hippocrates. What else you got? Why is it taking so long to get to the proper story? Or in a mission doing something?
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
If he's a frost wolf, he probably wants to,
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite. Which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
Maybe.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within.
Yeah.
And I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient.
Okay.
Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Okay.
So, it seems like a good place to start.
We
Good
go
hunting,
hunting
Clive.
for a big deer. Okay, so I don't even remember seeing where the Bomb King actually was. Oh, there's another thing. Sure. Alright, because Dude Buddy wanted to speak with us. So many missions, but all of them probably worth it.
Mib told me she was building a ship.
Hello.
Clive, did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Otto might be listening.
Sure, but
is this
what's the actual problem?
A little. Listen, I've some bad news. It turns out the hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders.
That's it?
And it may be my fault.
Yeah.
But I swear to the goddess,
We murder.
I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say.
You
I can
gave
straighten it
them
out,
nothing?
I swear, but it's going to take some time.
Why did you give them
and
nothing?
I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why?
Because
Well,
Clive is helpful.
Who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
Uh-huh.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility, and it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand?
5 million
I can always ask my
gil?
uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
Sure.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
Interesting.
Something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies.
Yeah.
Just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really.
I'm
But you know how it is
faster.
with this place. Orders to bark, asses to wipe, and all that.
I know.
Sure.
Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
All right. Well,
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really?
Star Ruby,
Do you
huh?
think so?
No, I don't.
Just trying to be nice to you. Alright, well, Star Rubies are one thing. Phone, you be quiet. Alright, so we need you out of the Croc and Sanbrek. And that's where we start. Which Sanbrek is over here. Yeah. Oop. And the Croc. There's even more. All right. Okay. Oh goodness, there's so many things to actually get done. Yeah, let's just go here for now to go get that bomb. Hello.
Ready, go? Yeah!
Well, I did say that that area over there was going to have some kind of boss in it. Dragon Avis. Hello. Goodbye. I do like the raptors. Like, they're designed to mimic Chocobo. From what I can tell. It is a bit mad that all of these side missions are going to be what we do in the majorative today. Like, they're opening up more side missions, but that also means we're spending less time progressing the story.
No need to ride from here.
Alright, Bomb King. What we got? Oh, he's got crazy eyes. Ah. He's big and red. Rather than orange. Coronation. Ah, yeah.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Nice try. Get him.
Ooh, will-o-wisps.
Attack. Too slow.
You know what?
This one. Nice try.
It's just Flames of Rebirth. He doesn't even have
this one. Get him. Nice try. This one.
I just throw rocks. Whatever it hits. Bomb baby. Alright. Ow. Yeah, this is honestly a really good counter ability. aside from maybe not always hitting.
Over here!
Why am I running through the fire? That's just dumb of me. It is interesting that this thing does not have a stagger stage.
Let's try.
Ow.
For me, boy.
I don't know why I'm missing dodges. Oh jeez, too many bombs. Too many bombs.
Nice try.
There we go. I was panic buttoning. And it worked. Notorious Mark slain. Bomb Ember.
Your reign is over.
Then Bomb
Now
Ash.
to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff.
Doesn't even say
see if
the
there's any
actual
more.
thing. Probably should have brought a bucket. It just was down there. Alright, we got the Bomb Ash. And then I guess we'll go over here to Northreach and talk to this person. Since we're in the area. That's why we grab a bunch of the quests, not just one here and there.
There's two.
What's inside? Should have figured. I don't know why I'm going to the map. Or, yeah.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see.
Oh, hey, it's
What can I do
you,
without sweet water and oil of talc?
Isabel.
Caravan.
Milady.
Oh, right, this is
Come
part of
bearing
the
gifts.
quest that we already have.
Whatever is the occasion.
No occasion. We just owe you money.
Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell
Wow.
Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the Hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least
Alrighty.
I could do.
Oh, thank you.
Once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
He had a family. So yeah, he probably might have
Long
had a
ago.
son.
Yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that.
Cool. Then, Dollar Mill. We go here. Because we want to find a man with a sword with a singular edge that is very sharp.
The finest fabrics, fresh from the...
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Yeah.
They're saying Drake's Fang is gone. The whole Mother Crystal gone.
Well, yeah. Like the other Mother Crystals have also gone missing like that.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealth.
Back again, are you?
Oh, wait.
Any more trouble in your...
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthier patrons has purchased the use of every room, hoping to keep out the riffraff, as he puts it.
Alright, so they're upstairs somewhere. Aha!
My reputation
That's my
will be
brother's room.
ruined.
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
A mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Okay.
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm guessing he lost the sword.
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen?
Yes.
Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Yeah.
Then I'll
This is
retrieve
what
Lord Ignac's
happens.
luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed.
Okay.
Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
Sure.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
I'm slowly just getting worn out. Whee! It is nice that I've been to all of these places already. But also, whatever. They'll push us to go there eventually. Hi, Ambrosia. And we run. Oh, wait. just gonna go over here instead, and then go back.
Good girl.
We run. I think he's covered in sand. Fenrir is, or not Fenrir, but Torgal, who is also Fenrir's soul. Actually, I was wondering, has Torgal leveled up in a minute? Yeah. Lading loser? Okay. That's fine. I guess I don't know what that really means. We have exactly 2,000 HP. That seems... Oh wait, yeah, we have exactly 2,000 because we've taken damage. This would also be taking us to that named Adamant Toys up here. If I had not already bested it in battle. So fair enough. Oh hey. Stuff to do. Bed maker. That's what you're naming them? Alright, you can call them bed maker all you like.
Nice try.
Boom.
This one.
Just lay into him. I do like the bigger guys. They're more fun to fight. And we lunge, stabbing the man in the belly. Seems good. Steel silk and black blood. And then whatever's over here.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
I mean, you could also just take the blade and not have to worry. Oh, it actually just takes us straight back. Fair enough.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects.
True.
What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your
Oh
debt.
no. I have to use my own bones for my weapons.
Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword.
Wow.
It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship.
Okay.
No combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only.
Ah, so it's an Odin strike.
There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question.
Ankles.
Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours.
What is it?
And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered.
Nah.
Take this.
You're fine. Oh,
together
okay,
with
I'll
my
take
regards.
stuff.
The very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself.
Okay.
And a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities.
Interesting.
I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis.
Ah.
Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I see. Uncle Byron.
Imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Ready?
Goodbye.
We mustn't dawdle.
He acts like Byron in a way.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern.
Sure.
Thank you again.
Just don't let him learn that I go by
Coming, my
Clive
lordship.
Rosfield.
I'll be right there.
Typically. You might not enjoy that.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we?
We shall. Alright, what else we got? Oh, Rhodesia. Right. Still have stuff to do out here. We also need to speak with Martha. Actually, I think this is the mission we're probably on at the moment. Yeah. And then Martha is just inside. There it is. The symbol for her. Is she going to accept the
Clive,
ruby
we weren't
thingy?
expecting you.
Ruby star.
I wasn't expecting
Star
to
ruby.
be here, but it seems
One of
we
those
still
things.
owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
Star ruby.
A star ruby? I can't accept this.
Yes, you can.
It's worth at least twice what you owe me.
Just take it.
More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have
Yeah.
expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something
Probably.
like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh?
Yep.
Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
But he didn't.
His death was hard on everyone,
Which is good.
but it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
Yeah.
He didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid He saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither.
Yeah,
that,
fair.
And you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
Yeah, I think she took it, though.
Gob will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
Yeah, that's... yeah, if he's still with us is a statement. Because Karen might not be as forgiving. Potentially. Cressida. Hello.
Good girl.
I think my Chocobo just has the ability to go invisible at this point. We will get there, though, eventually. Hello, Minotaur. Just a level 19 Minotaur. I believe the areas we're in are a bit waylaid.
If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place.
I believe I see one off in the distance. Oh, just elder antelope.
I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal?
Don't eat them. That doesn't seem normal.
Over here!
Elder antelope femur.
Get him!
They're looking for some old bones.
Get him!
For Torgal. We got them all pretty quickly. Sure. And some hide.
No. Will it be enough, I wonder?
We shall see.
I say that answers my
Oh,
question.
that felt good. Just
Which means
hopping.
we owe the lawsman our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy.
I mean, yeah.
You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy.
And now we head back. Because I think that's everything. All 4 of our missions and otherwise. Yeah, let's go check on.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Oh, God.
Goat. Still
Goat,
alive, I see.
sorry.
So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Yeah, let's go make or
Wonderful.
take this ruby.
I hope you have better luck than I did.
Excuse me. Sorry. Did not expect that to come out. I've been worse, better, worse, better.
noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
But also, we hunted elder elk. Which maybe we shouldn't have. I don't know.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout.
Just needs bigger bones.
Now I know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
Brought 1. Brought 5.
You can, eh? I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Right. Then, other mission.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot my hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Very nice.
But one good turn deserves another. And our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you?
I mean...
Fine. But I'm
he
selling
was a
it and
prince
taking what I'm
prior.
owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not.
Sounds good to me. Accept it, do what you're gonna do with it, and be fine. Honestly, it's probably...
This? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much.
Fair enough.
I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell
She's
her that
gonna
it's always
sell
a
it
pleasure
to
doing
herself?
business.
Okay. Fine. Fair enough.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, boy.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those letters are square.
Yeah. Figure it up. You'll get paid eventually.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
Huh. I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Oh, years, I'm sure.
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take.
Oh.
Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. Which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties.
Coconut rum.
My post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat.
Ew.
Me and Sid stayed close. Promising we'd one day sail the
He
seas
made a
again.
baby.
That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable.
Yep.
Wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. Forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him.
Sid was a good friend.
He swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
Oh.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall.
And I guess that is what you've done here. You've caught what was left.
But I couldn't even do that.
No, you did a fantastic job.
Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
Yeah.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went.
Oh, he never said it out.
But then, why would he? Him, or anyone. I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Nah, you're good. Goats. Having to count on your hand.
Would you rather go with the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
I'm just gonna maybe use that as thumbnail this week. This time.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine.
I'm guessing that'll go in my study.
Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Yay. Sid's goblet. All right. That's closest.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
She's working on it. That's mostly an engine. And she's gonna get a couple more made. We want to get all of these done before the end of the night.
But hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword then?
I did
We
better
did.
than that.
Sundered whetstone.
Whetstone. Yes. But not one
Very
you'll
nice
find anywhere
one.
in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
Make something more
Think
durable.
So, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade to rattle me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider.
Yeah.
And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthean steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles.
Yeah?
I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I'll be working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
Will do.
I will.
What fun little toy do we get from... Honestly, it's probably not even going to be little. It's going to be some monster Excalibur design draft. I'm guessing Alexander gives us Excalibur. But yeah, we unlocked the Excalibur recipe. Make me sharp implement.
What'd you need? What's that for you, dear?
Yeah? It is, okay, Grimmelkin Hide and Bomb Ember, so it's not the same. Oh, right, we still need the Electrum. Oh, wait, no, we have the Drake Slayer stuff. Yeah, because we already made that. So, yeah, it would just be, I guess we kind of want the diamond, although maybe the diamond isn't as good when we get the Excalibur. Well, it is capped at 268,
right?
And it's one of the purple ones. It would just be the diamond sword at 255 rather than 268. And then 265. Actually, we don't need to make the diamond sword. So yeah, okay. And silken sash. Yeah. Oh, we kind of don't need to make anything. Because the Drake Slayer belt and Excalibur are good enough for us. Cool. I think we have the best we can get right now. In gear. Whew. That's good though.
Ah, Clive.
Yep.
Were you able to locate your quarry?
Yeah.
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
Sure.
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
Interesting.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one Eikon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the Eikons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance has fallen.
So he's
to your
getting...
sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Okay.
Oh. He's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Sure enough. Torgal. Good dog. Good old pupper. Caval. Oh, that's neat. Just increases Torgal's attack potency. So he, I assume, does more damage. Look at him. Begging for a bone. Alright, now...
They told me she was building a ship.
Okay, we have other rewards.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Your
Really?
benefactors are a generous lot. You earned this.
And we don't even know what's next on our list.
All done?
We just need to expand our renown more. I like that. I like this sword a bit more, just by design. Like, I like the curved sword, but after a while of having it, it felt like it didn't fit.
I think Mid might need some help.
All right there, Sid. How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
We got it done.
I have it here.
Boom.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running.
Sure. Let's see what else we get from this. Doing these side quests is definitely worth it, though. sometime later.
There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Yep.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Yeah.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that.
Are you giving me more room for potions?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest lever supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil.
Yeah.
Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Okay, so we get extra space.
Can't hurt to try, I suppose.
For our
That's
items.
the spirit. Leave it with me.
Okay.
I'll only be a mo.
Sure. He is stretching our leather bag.
Well,
Or pouch, I guess. Bag?
What you
bag,
reckon?
probably.
It certainly feels more flexible.
right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag.
That stuff I rubbed on your bag.
There's plenty more where that came from.
Sure? Sure. Whatever you say, buddy. Treated potion satchel. Necessary for increasing consumable inventory capacity. Inventory increased. Hey, that is not something I expected to happen. So how many can I carry now? Ooh, okay, 6 normal potions, 4 high, 3 strength, and 3 stone skin. That's not bad. I could just go buy them now, couldn't I? Okay, so Lionheart Tonic and Elixir are still the same. But that's honestly fine. I could buy the rest of the stuff I need just to fill out my bag. And having it is not a bad idea. But also at this stage, we're probably going to take a break. And just have this ready for day after tomorrow's stream.
Mid told me she
Not
was
even
building
day
a
after
ship.
tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow is Tuesday. But yeah, we got some good
Well,
upgrades.
don't just stand there gawping. If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
Just checking. I can buy meteorite from her. Okay, I was about to say, can I buy unlimited
me
amount of
blind, you
meteorite?
know.
But new. That's fine. Meteorite is useful in long term. Then we do this.
You'll not find a better price
This
than
one.
that.
That one. We don't
It'd
use,
better all
but
be a,
may as well fill the
rubbing me
pouch.
blind, you know.
And then we can sell the last
I reckon
weapon.
I can find a buyer.
Yeah, the, what is it? High Cleric's Medallion. Okay, that's not bad. Gillbug.
I'll be thankful you got that much.
Black Blood.
I reckon I can find a buyer.
Goblin Coin for
I'll be
sale.
thankful you got that much.
I think the rest of it is just for crafting. Yep. And we have our bag of stuff. So yeah, we're looking good. So Once again, to everyone out there, please do stay safe, have a nice one, and I will see you for next stream. Bye.